So give me a minute. This very interesting question came in from God Bless Zelensky. They want to know, is there any news on Crimean Russian military being pulled out of bases with their families? That was an interesting question to ask, so I went looking. And one of the primary sources of this story appears to be this telegram post from the Atesh partisan group in Crimea. Now, if you don't know the Atesh group, they're a pro-Ukrainian partisan-affiliated group in Crimea and inside Russia who have pulled off some of the most spectacular feats during this crisis the last year. Let's take a look at the English and see what they're saying. And so if you take a look at this, this tells us two things. According to them, they have a man inside of an air defense unit in Crimea. So this is a Russian soldier. Or maybe not, right? Maybe he's a civilian that works on the base. Something, we don't know. But according to him, the commanders have gotten notification to tell their people to send their families home. Get your family out of Crimea now. Now, for all of us paying attention, that's a good sign. And I'm going to do another video in a minute about Crimea specifically. That's coming right up. Now, in parallel, if you take a look here, the Russian armed forces are creating new air defense mobilization groups. Now, apparently, they're having trouble with UAVs. Who thought it? Who would have known? And it appears that their solution is to resurrect these World War II double-barrel, I believe they're 23 millimeter pew-pews, in order to take down the small targets that are currently being presented in the form of unmanned aerial drones. This goes to the heart of the question of what is air defense doing. Air defense is not scaled for these tiny little drones that are coming and doing so much damage, right? You send an S-400 missile against a drone that's only a meter across, doesn't make sense. But taking it down with traditional projectile pew-pews, that makes sense. And so apparently these new air defense units will be using this old technology potentially very effectively. So we'll see what happens with that. But it does appear that the Russians are feeling it in Crimea, because you don't tell your people to send their families home if you think their families are safe. They are not. They are not.